you, I'm very excited about because it says that as you learn to trust your initial feelings or your gut instinct as your truest guide, it leads you towards the right path. So some of you are about to choose this path that makes the most sense for you. Some of you have just made that decision, but because you are trusting your intuition and your gut instinct more, we have good vibes or abundance coming your way. You're surrounded by uplifting energy. Take this as a sign that you're on a supported path to the greatest good. I love that for you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with more information on how to become a member, as well as a link to my Etsy shop in case you are interested in a homemade soy candle. And I have an announcement today, you guys. Hello, Steven. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Nat. This, my friends, this is Pricky Ricardo. Look at how pokey he is. So he's gonna be sitting right behind the camera, protecting the table. Hello, Joaquin. How are you doing? Hello, show me what's up. Hello, Colleen. All right, let's dive in. I think we shall start with, we're gonna go with the Blood Moon Tarot. That's what we'll do. All right, what else do we have? Ace of Honey or Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Three of Honey or the Three of Pentacles. I feel like the choice that has been made is doing something that you know, maybe your family or your friends may not understand. And this could be about how you make your money or the people that you want in your life. But I do feel like you may have been pressured to make a different decision, such as, oh, you know, that person's just like that. That's how they are. You don't have to worry about it. You know, whatever, get over it. Or even, you know, encouraging you to stay in a relationship that may be toxic. For some of you, you might have some doubters as to how you feel you are meant to be sharing your gifts with others, i.e. professional choice, your professional pursuits. So we have the King of Honey or King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Ace of Swords or Ace of Cups in the reverse. Whatever it is that you feel is the right choice for you, there is at least one other person, I feel like it's more like 2 or 3, that's over here like, I don't like that. I think that's the wrong choice. I think you should do something different. Ooh, that sounds rough, show me. Hello, Shayla. Hello, Robert. Hello, John. How are we doing? What else do we have? Three of Skins, which is the Three of Wands. And the Seven of Skins or Seven of Wands. See, I feel like you have some acknowledgement or insight that others are missing. This could be like you're in a social environment and somebody wants to introduce you to like a new person in the group. Oops. And you don't like that person, but everybody else is like, oh, they're great. I don't know why you wouldn't like them. You feel a need to step away from a person or a group, maybe even a workplace, and others may not understand because they're looking at it more simplistically. Like, well, don't you make a lot of money? Or don't you want to be able to hang out with those people? You're taking a more difficult approach And that's why there are people who don't seem to understand it. Like, why not just go with the rest of the crowd, right? Why not just do what everybody else is doing? Well, because you are not everybody else. Or, you know, you already got that degree. Why not just like go into that work? You see there being something different that makes sense for you. And that might be confusing for others. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing today? Thank you for the flowers, Steven. Did I say hello to Nat Nat? Hello. Hello, Drew. Hello, Kay Garrett. What's up? What else do we have? King of Songs or King of Cups in the reverse, and the Knight of Honey or Knight of Pentacles. So I see either deviating from the social group or the relationship that people expected you to want, or taking a degree and going down a different path, being a little bit more niche with it, or even pursuing something that is a little bit less common, the path less traveled. And there's some doubt here from people around you, like, I don't think that's the right thing for you to do. But they're wrong. They don't see what you see. They don't trust their intuition the way that you do. So they feel like there would be nothing that would work out for you. I hope you are as well. Eight of Skins or Eight of Wands in the reverse. The Devil. So you're either able to expose a person that other people think is harmless for maybe actually being quite manipulative, or you're able to help people who deal with manipulative energy in a way that maybe at this point isn't really very commonplace. Maybe you're the first person to take a certain approach to therapy. Maybe you're just not going to be one in the crowd that buys in when there's a new person who joins the social club. Because you can tell there's something not quite right about this person. The energy is off, and so you're going somewhere where you like the energy a little bit better. Hello, Frindy. How are you doing? Hello, Dizzy Lizzy. What's up? Yes, we will do personal questions in about 27 minutes with priority to those who tip or donate. You can also gift memberships to others, and I will pull cards for you then as well. So we have the Two of Swords. This is the Graffiti Tarot, by the way. Two of Swords and the Page of Cups in the reverse. With the Page of Wands. It's okay if they don't understand. It's okay if they don't speak your language. It's okay if they feel like they know better than you. Let them be that way. Let them feel convinced that they know better. But that doesn't mean that you have to buy in on whatever it is that they believe or that they think. Hello, R2. How are you doing? Hello, DH. What's up? Five of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. You can see someone's true energy, or you can see that some industry that may be really successful right now is going to have a downturn, or a path that could make you a lot of money if things were to be exactly the same in 5 years as they are today, that there's going to be some sort of change, and people are not necessarily as perceptive as you, so they might criticize your decision. Thank you for the star, R2. We have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, Ace of Wands. But you see something that does need your work or that you could contribute. Or you see that somebody here is putting on a bit of a mask. Gotta trust your instinct because it's guiding you the right way. I do feel like there are people around you who don't see what's really going on. So you might have, I don't know, you might have people who are not interested in seeing things the way that you do. Hello, Image. How are you doing? I always do. Yes, exactly, Shayla. I'm glad you're able to contribute that positive energy to the world, Image. Hello, Jonathan. How are you doing? We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And the Six of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, there's an innocence or a vitality that others are like taking for granted or assuming. Again, this is either, I assume that if you do this job, you'll be happy and you'll be prosperous. Or I assume that this particular vocation is going to be a good idea for you. Or in a more social sense, I'm assuming that someone can be trusted even though they cannot. Because with the Six of Cups in the reverse, I'm seeing like spoilage. Like if you were to think that some fruit was still good and you could eat it, and then you peel back, you know, the rind, or you cut up the apple and you see that it's actually rotten. Some people don't have to actually cut up the fruit to determine, oh, this is probably not going to be good. So you can see that something is not the right path, or that someone is not who they say they are. But the others around you are still like, oh, this looks like a great thing. This is what you should do, or this is who you should be friends with. They're a little bit too optimistic. And look, I love optimism, okay? Don't get me wrong. But we also have to be realistic, right? Aw, thank you, James. And thank you, Shomi. Y'all are both awesome. I don't think either of you want me to pull cards, but I'm writing down your names just in case. Sleep well, Shomi. What else do we have? It's kind of wild to me that you chose like the same amount and at the same time did that. Thank you to you both. Hello, Hannah. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Kayla. How are we doing? Eight of Wands and Temperance in the reverse. So you say something, you are convicted of a certain truth, you know that it's true, but others around you are like, what? No, that can't be true. Thank you, Hannah. I'm adding that for you. Kayla, you can see Hannah has done a super chat to get on the list for personal questions. Feel free to put your question there as well. I do those after the general reading, which would be in about 20 minutes. Thank you, Rachel. If I didn't mention it, this is under the oak. We have the Hierophant in the reverse. And the Hermit. Of course, there are going to be people who don't understand. It's because you're doing things your own way. Like you're starting a new dance trend and people are looking at you like you're Elaine from Seinfeld. Or you set your sights quite high, a goal that people may not feel is super attainable, but they don't realize that you have this kind of like magic within you or this novel approach. Hello, L-Dog, how are you doing? What else? 8 of Cups. And Death in the reverse. It's kind of a strange drawing because I'm trying to figure out if there's 2 swans here or 1. I think it's just that you can't see the beak of the second one. But it might just be the wings of the individual. So I do think that this is something that people assume is bigger than you. Like, oh, if you're going to write a book, I'm sure you need to like hire an editor, or that sounds like a lot of work. Are you sure you can do that yourself? If you decided to buy some property and build a house by yourself and you literally did it by yourself, I'm sure there'd be people who are like, that's like a lot of specialty work there. Are you sure you can do that yourself? You got some doubters. I don't think they're intentionally negative about it. I think this is just people who feel like you could take an easier path. If this is social, there's someone here who's like, I'm gonna distance myself from that group because I don't really trust this new person. And people feel like the easier route would just be to like deal with it and not be so judgy. But you're like, no, I don't want to be around that person. I'm sorry. Hello, Candace. How are you doing? Hello, Jem. What's up? Strength in the reverse and the King of Cups in the reverse. So this King of Cups in the reverse is either the original path or the expected path that your friends or family or maybe even partner expect you to be on with your education or the things that you know how to do. But you can see that that's rotten. It's not going to work out. Otherwise, this is the person that people are like introducing into the social group and you're like, I don't know about you. I don't know about you. You might be smiling, you might be kind, you might be telling the best jokes, but there's something about you that I don't trust. I don't like it. What else? 9 of Cups. 3 of Wands in the reverse. So you distance yourself from what others expect you to do. You're not doing what they think you should. Trust your instincts because you're the one who sees clearly what's really going on here. You're the one who can see that something is not as fortuitous or like fruitful as everyone else expects. Hey, Bad Marsh, you've been explained a few times to not call me that. Okay? My name is Carmen. That's what I would prefer to be called. 5 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords in the reverse. You see a relationship heading south. So I've got to kind of clean it up here because there's 2 very similar stories that I'm reading. One is more about choosing what makes sense for you professionally, going a little bit of a different path, seeing that an industry that maybe is booming right now might go down a darker path here soon, or might be struggling soon. And then we also have a person who's like introduced into a family or a social group that other people are like, oh yes, that's great, that's nice. Drew, don't test me, okay? We got somebody here who thinks that they have cleverly fooled you, but they have not. You are too smart for them. So take it how it resonates. Either we're talking about how your gut instinct is guiding you away from what everyone expects you to do with your education or your skill set, and you're choosing to do something a little bit like untested or new or like a little bit adventurous because you see the current way of doing things is going to change before most other people do. Or you see a new person in the social group for who they truly are, even though everyone else is fooled by that mask, right? Hi, Melissa. Thank you for renewing your membership. You emailed me twice. Well, I suppose I did not check my email maybe about like 30 minutes before I came on, but I will check after I get off. Generally speaking, I will say this, Melissa, YouTube is not the best at alerting me to when the memberships are renewed, so I do appreciate you letting me know. Oh, that. Yes, yes, yes. I did see that. I'm sorry, I did not respond to that. Hello, Too Tall. What's up? Where's some cheese? That's awesome. Melissa, I'm a little hesitant to click on links in my email because I get sent some weird stuff. So forgive me. In general, when I get a link in my email, I might like Google it and try to see if I can find it myself. But I'm a little bit like that's a rule of mine to not click on the links. But yeah, I don't do any shopping on there. My bad. That being said, cheese jokes pretty much always get me. All right, let's get a few oracle cards, shall we? I think we're gonna go with the situations deck. What else do we have, please? Hello, Kenny. How are you doing? You don't say hello to people first? Hi, my name's Kimmy. Or Kenny. My name's Carmen. We could like say hello. You just dive right into Are You a Witch? Let's see, where's my sign? Here's my sign. It says the witch is in. Does that help? Yes, I would also identify as a psychic. But some people have some interesting opinions on what witch is. Because if you assume like somebody doing like love spells to control people, no. Are you thinking of ghosts? That's different, okay? Come on now. Yes, exactly. So we have family, blood ties, inner circle. We're zeroing in on the social interpretation of this message, but keep in mind that if you are considering maybe a slightly divergent path for your professional pursuits, that this could also be about that. But this is zeroing in on someone who, I don't know, maybe they like marry your dad, or maybe this is your sister's new relationship. Maybe it's your best friend who met somebody new, friend or romantic. But there's an inner circle edition. There's someone else who's getting invited in and you're like, I don't know about you. I don't think I like you. There's something off here. Hello, Art. How are you doing? I like how you did that. Thanks, Kenny. I really prefer to be told that I'm like funny. Or, you know, nice. So we have insatiable and unquenchable, wanting more. Children, young, childhood, playful. So this person acts like they're very innocent or playful, but you see them for who they really are. That mask is not really working for you. Is that a question, Kimberly? I do personal questions at the end in about 10 minutes. If you would like to do a super chat, I will add you to the list. So there's someone here who has been granted access to the social circle or to indeed maybe the family. And you see that they are hiding who they truly are in order to be perceived in a more innocent way. Maybe you're doing a little bit of research. Maybe you just pick up on the energy and you can tell that they're hiding something or trying to be seen a particular way. This is the Yoshitaka Amano. Hello, Rob. How are you doing? Yes, I agree, Jem. I'm almost like, I hesitate sometimes when I get asked that question because it's like, obviously with the sun, I like the spooky side of things. But I also feel like there's a lot of people who try to put divine feminine energy in a box and make it negative, and it doesn't need to be. So we have the Five of Pentacles. And Justice. You feel like distancing yourself from this person, but you're nervous to just write them off and ignore the invitations because you can see that somebody here, maybe multiple people, have been taken in and believe that they're dealing with somebody who is, I don't know, worth it or has integrity. There's something that they say that betrays their true energy. And maybe they don't realize what it was that they said, but it makes them come across as dishonest. Or maybe they get their story wrong, right? Yeah, no birth dates in the live chat, okay? Well, enjoy the collective. There's some awesome people in the live chat, Kenny. We have the Three of Wands in the reverse. They might break their promise, or it could be a case of saying that they know something, or they did something, or they attended somewhere, or they know that person, and no, they don't, or no, they didn't. Two of Swords, Four of Cups. Hey, I thought you said that you went to Yale and that's how you met my Aunt Letty. But that's weird. I didn't see you in the yearbook. I didn't see you in, you know, the rowing club list. Whatever it is, there's something here that is exposed as a lie. It makes you curious. Remember, for some of you, this is more so about determining that what could be a very profitable or purposeful professional pursuit, you end up needing to kind of pivot or do something adjacent to it because there's some trouble brewing within the industry. But we're zeroing in on the thread here that is more about a social perception, where you see somebody's true energy when everybody else seems to think, oh, this person's great. This person is like one of us. They understand everything. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the reverse. If you've ever seen that show, Revenge, not to give away everything, but she is pretending to be this like sweet next door neighbor girl, but she has revenge plotted, right? I am going to make you think that I am one thing so that I can get to know all of you and then get my revenge on you. Page of Cups in the reverse. Hello, Zorro. How are you doing? Is that a thing? I think it might be, Rachel. Don't ask me where it is, though. With the Page of Cups, we also have the Ten of Wands. It's kind of interesting, the depiction here. It's like we have a strange dimension where the oceans are actually green and white striped. And I don't know if that's a unicorn or just like a regular horse, but we have someone sleeping here. This is someone who's created an illusion, created a world where they were a part of something or they were connected to something, and it's a tenuous way for them to relate or to gain access to meet someone because they have some sort of ulterior motive here. I feel like it might be financial. Someone who wants to be in a relationship and presents themselves as someone who's very caring or considerate or jovial, but the reality is they're putting on a show and hoping to make it seem like they have these innocent intentions, when in reality there's a very specific goal they have. Maybe getting some sort of payout, or hey, you can like buy me that car. Hello, Kimberly, how are you doing? Hello, Urban Heart, what's up? What else do we have? Kingfisher, prosperity is flowing. Have faith that you will receive it in the perfect form. Especially for those of you where this is more about the professional side of things. Your gut instinct is guiding you on the superior path, even though others may not understand it. For the social, we have a reference to this person's being successful is what draws in this fake individual who wants to be a part of the group or in a relationship with this individual so that they can, you know, kind of benefit from that or have a certain lifestyle. Finch, new opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. And then we have the Crane. You will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity bless this union. Especially for those of you that are pursuing an unusual professional path, you have a contract or some sort of opportunity approaching you. If this is about the social thing, we have someone who is potentially getting married and wanting the benefits associated with that union, but they're not necessarily being honest about who they are or what their motivations are. What shall we do? Let's get a few from The Truth Is, and then we're gonna start those personal questions. Hello, 8-Bit, how are you doing today? Ashamed, embarrassed about past behavior, manipulation, decisions being influenced or exploited by outsiders. So this could be someone who's trying to get married. They may have had some financial issues in the past, and they feel like they can get what they want through this relationship, but they have to be manipulative in order to get what they want. I hope things get better. Sending you a big hug. I'm doing well. Can I show off for a second, 8-Bit? We have a new addition to the tarot table. This is Pricky Ricardo. I don't know what exactly kind of cactus he is. I could probably find out, but he's added to the table now. He sits right underneath where the phone sits. So I hope that makes you smile. Hello, how's it going, Dino? So this is basically saying someone who's diving into a relationship or feeling like they can trust this new person. No, they're dealing with someone who just wants to be in a relationship for what they can get from that person. So we have wasting time. The one you love is afraid to commit. They want to get what they can and then run. This says better off as friends. Well, yeah, they're manipulative. So probably not a great idea. All right, let's dive into those personal questions, shall we? What shall we use? No. I'm a little indecisive. We're gonna use the lucid dreams for you, Hannah. Hello, of light and dark, how are you doing? Oh, did you, Jen? Hello, Ruben. How are you doing? You're welcome, Rachel. Ooh, that's really cool, 8-Bit. I would not necessarily say that I have a green thumb, but I figure with a cactus, I can probably make do. Hello, Jackie. How are you doing? All right. What do we have for Hannah, please? What does Hannah need to know? We have the World and the Fool. And I love that because of the major arcana, these two are bookends. The World would be a reference to the end of a chapter, accomplishment, fulfillment, or even a sense of belonging. And it's number 21, which is at the end of the major arcana. And then we also have the very first one, which is the Fool. New beginnings, innocence, originality, free spirit, fresh hope, taking chances, new paths. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Hannah, it feels to me like when you have some sort of new path or new chapter starting, with this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, there's someone who feels a bit judgmental or envious of you. So I see things improving for you in terms of stability. There's a new chapter or a new opportunity. Things are improving for you. And in large part, it's because you are taking matters into your own hands, right? Or you're willing to take a little bit of a leap of faith. Here, it looks more so like she's doing a trustful, right? But this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is somebody who may poo in the punch bowl. Someone who maybe doesn't want to sing along for the happy birthday song or is struggling to celebrate with you. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Ooh, that's awesome, 8-bit. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, because I didn't really show it, but the last Oracle deck I used, the back of them are all the feather pertaining to the bird on the substantive side of the cards. That's the Divine Feather Oracle. All right, sorry, Hannah, getting distracted. What else does Hannah need to know, please? So the good news is things are improving for you, but as they improve, there's someone here who feels the need to, it's like you say something good has happened and it's like they want you to feel guilty for the good things that are happening, or they want you to feel like what is happening is not good enough. So it's a negative Nancy. And a Queen of Swords in the reverse and Strength in the reverse. Oh, Lord. So there's this like negative energy around you. I love these cards. Again, it's the Lucid Dreams Tarot. Very good for people who are just learning tarot because you have interpretations in gold at the top, and then if it's reversed, it's got those as well. But I made that face because I don't remember ever seeing a Queen of Swords in the reverse that literally says somebody is britchy. I'm just adding a letter there because I know that YouTube doesn't really care for the original. This is someone who is difficult and bitter, spiteful. This person is going through their own troubles, and with Strength in the reverse, it's like they don't have the energy to be happy for you, or they just want to like insult what's good for you. Well, that's awesome, 8-bit. Yes, indeed, James, that is the goal. I'm going to make a baked potato, and then I will come back. Hello, Tanya, how are you doing? But as you know, James, at least I think most people know, if you do a baked potato, it's not like it takes 10 minutes. It takes a little while, a while. So I would think it'd be like, maybe like an 8 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock now. We have the High Priestess in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. So this person who has the negative energy, Hannah, they have the ability to kind of offset the positive that goes along with your new beginning. And the universe is saying, da, 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 da. Don't let them ruin it. Don't let whatever their judgy self says make you question if you are on the right path. They could create some imbalance or chaos here. They could cloud your insight or make you question if you are doing the right thing. The Queen of Swords in the reverse. They're going to say something negative about it, no matter what it is. Like you go and say, oh, I win the lottery, you know, got a whole $1 million from it. And they're going to be like, well, yeah, but like, how much of that is going to go to the tax man? I bet you only have like $20 left after it. Like, man, I won a lottery. Shut up. Can we celebrate for a moment, please? I'm going to go buy myself a smoothie. And you're over here talking about taxes. Shush. This person's a little negative. They have the possibility of making you see something that is great or amazing in a more critical light, and you're being encouraged to basically ignore them. Because I feel like this is 2 new things for you. Greater stability in your life as far as finances, but there's also a relationship, a budding relationship. And this Queen of Swords in reverse, whether it's a good friend or a family member, they're over here like, I don't like them. No, I don't like them. Why would you like that person? No. Shut up, Susan. I don't know what their name is, but I don't like this energy. They're not gonna like anything that happens. So trust your intuition. Remember the source. Whatever it is that someone is saying is a little questionable. And I feel like the motivation is specifically to try to like knock you off your square and make you feel like something isn't as great as it actually is. Hello, Carly. How are you doing? You're allowed, Rachel. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. And I will see you in the next reading.